Alright, so now that you're starting to build your websites, the primary program that you're going to be using, really the sole program that you'll be using to build the code for these sites, is Komodo Edit. And you can download it online. It's a free program. Download it, install it to your computer, um, and that'll work just fine for what we're doing in this course. So when you get started here, you'll say File, New, and create an HTML5 page from a template. So you can see here, this is what I've got open right now, is an HTML5 page, and you can see they have a few pieces of the code already placed in the file for you. You have your head, your title, and your body tags. Again, so the title is what shows up at the top of the window in a web browser. So if you want to have this say, let's say I'm building my website, I could make this say Stevens website, and then the body could be whatever we want it to be. Let's say we just want it to be a simple paragraph tag and say this is Stevens website. And then we could build different navigational elements. We could say a space href equals dot we could just add a link to Google in there. I wouldn't suggest doing this. Really, the navigational stuff that you're building should all just be internally to other pages in your own site. So if we were doing that, what we would want to do is a space href and then give the name for another page on our site. So if you wanted to do an about me .html page, you could do it like this, and you may have to add a slash in front of that. Yeah, you probably do, especially if this is the home page. You'll need to have an about me or a slash in front of the about me, and then we could make the text of this link say about me, and that way it shows up properly there, right? So here we've got a very simple website with a paragraph tag and a link, and let's go ahead and save this file. And I'm actually going to create a new folder called My Site. You could name it whatever you want, and you should make sure you're aware of where you're putting this. So I'm putting this in my Documents folder. I have My Site right there, and I'll just name this homepage.html, or better yet, let's just make it home.html, and we'll say save. And now we have our home.html file within our Documents folder and inside My Site, right? And now that we have this file saved, we can actually preview what this site will look like. If I click on this button right here with the globe, I can preview it either in a Komodo tab or in one of my web browsers. So for this one, I'm just going to say preview it in a Komodo tab, and I'm going to preview with this file, the one that I have open. And when I say preview, now you can see that site underneath here, right? This is Stevens' website, and then here's that About Me link that I created. And you can see if I hover over that link down at the very bottom of the page, it says file:///aboutme.html. And this means that if I click on it, it's actually not going to find it because that slash wasn't supposed to be there. So if I take that slash out, save it again, and then refresh this page, now you can see that instead of saying file:///aboutme.html, it now says file//users/StephenKane/documents/mysite/aboutme.html, which is actually what we want it to be, because the idea is that we would create this second HTML page that is aboutme.html. Let's go ahead and do that really quickly here. It'll just be a very simple one as well. Let me move this tab up. Okay, and we'll give this page a new title of About Me, and a header that says this is about me, and then a paragraph just for good measure. I'm Stephen, right? So this is our very simple About Me page. I'm going to save it inside that same My Site folder, and I'll name it About Me.html. Save. And now, so right here down at the bottom, I'm still looking at that home page. You can see right here it says home.html. If I click on About Me at this point, it should change to file://users/stephenkane/documents/mysite/aboutme.html, which should be this other new page that I just created. And there it is. This is About Me. I'm Stephen. Just like we created. Very simple website. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. No bells and whistles, in fact. It's just a bare bones site. But this shows you how those different navigational components work from site to site. And when you're building your sites, you'll also want to make sure that you include those same navigational components on each and every one of your sites. So what you may end up doing is creating one segment of code, and it could actually be like an unordered list, right? You could say UL, and then within that, make your line items be the links for each of your other pages, right? So about me.html, and then about me. And we also want to include a line item for home. Space href equals home.html, and it'll say home, but I probably want that to go actually before the other one, so I'm just going to move that into place just like that. So now I have my unordered list, and if I save that file, I just did Command S, you could also go File, Save. Make sure you're not doing Save As every time. That'll create a lot of duplicate files. That's just unnecessary. And now if I say open this in a Komodo tab with this file, we have our new navigational component. It's an unordered list, and you could change the CSS on it to get rid of the bullets or to rearrange it however you want. But you can see that the home link is there and the About Me link is there. And the nice thing, and let's get rid of that as well. Since we have About Me here, we don't need it a second time. The nice thing about doing it in this very clear fashion where everything is grouped together is that I could then select that segment of code, copy it, go into each of the other pages and paste it in. And now I'll save each of those so that we have the proper things on each one. And now if I go to the About Me page, you can see that I have those same links, and I can go back home, go to About Me, go home, and it all works really nicely, handing from one HTML page to the other. All right? So this is kind of the 101 of navigation within HTML and how you can create a basic navigation for your own sites. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions about how to do this, please let me know. This is a big component of what I want you guys to be creating this first week. A lot of the rest of it is very simple HTML stuff. I want you to create some unordered lists and create some paragraphs and create some ordered lists, and very basic. I'm not wanting you guys to worry about getting into the CSS really at all this week. It should be fairly straightforward, but there's some other logistical things as far as how you upload your sites and how you manage your files that I want to make sure we can handle those hurdles before we incorporate all of these other design elements that come into play when we work with CSS. So good luck with your sites, and these will be the building blocks for your final site. So think about what kinds of things you want to include and make sure you're forward thinking with that. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.